very good morning to all of you. So, in the last class, we were discussing about the methods of preparation of colloidal solution. Okay, there we have discussed some important methods like mechanical integration, and we have Braddock's method, and some chemical reactions. And the main important method is by peptidation. Okay, so peptidation is a very good method in order to uh, prepare any leophobic colloidal. Okay, uh, next we have to do some purification of colloidal solution. Okay, because there are some crystalloids remain in the colloidal solution, and uh, we have to separate these crystalloids. Okay, so the first method is dialysis. So dialysis is a very good method, and in this method, okay, dialysis. So in this method, we pass the colloidal solution through a animal membrane. Okay, we pass the solution through an animal membrane, and as we all know that colloidal solution cannot pass through the animal membrane. Okay, but crystalloids have a tendency to pass through the animal membrane, and in this way we can easily separate crystalloids from colloid. Okay, so we can easily separate crystalloid from colloid, and the apparatus is like this. So we have to take colloidal the animal membrane in the form of a bag. Okay, and a funnel is attached on the top of this bag. Okay, so the bag is like this. We take the animal membrane in water. Okay, so the bag is like this. Okay, it is just like this. Okay, here we have a funnel. Okay, here we attach a funnel. ओके तो यहाँ से जो है हमने इसको बांधा हुआ है. ठीक है, दिस बैग इज टाइड. ठीक है, वी टाई दिस बैग विद द फनल. ओके, ओवर हियर. So this is a funnel. Okay, so this is a funnel, and we tie up this bag. This is animal membrane. Okay, animal membrane in the form of a bag. So and we pour the colloidal solution. Okay, the impure colloidal solution through this funnel paper into this bag. Okay, impure colloidal solution. Okay, and as we all know that crystalloids can easily pass through this animal membrane and go to the pool of the water. Okay, तो crystalloids यहाँ पे आ जाएंगे, and colloidal solution remain in the bag. Okay, the colloidal solution will remain in the bag, and the crystalloids can easily pass through this bag and go to the water. Okay, और वो water में आ जाएगा. ठीक है, so in this way we can easily separate crystalloids from colloids. Okay, and we can also increase this rate of separation just by applying some electric charge. Okay, with the help of two plates. Okay, so it is positively charged and it is negatively charged. Okay, तो इससे क्या होता है, with in presence of electricity they starts moving. Okay, तो बहुत ज़्यादा मोशन जनरेट होता है, जिसकी वजह से क्या होगा, यहाँ से जो क्रिस्टलॉइड्स हैं उनको उनकी टेंडेंसी क्या होगी, ज़्यादा हो जाएगी निकलने की. ओके, so this is a very first method. Okay, the next method is centrifugation. Okay, centrifugation. So what is centrifugation? So in this method we usually we rotate the whole solution in an apparatus known as centrifugate. Okay, तो उसको centrifugate machine भी बोलते हैं, and we take the colloidal solution in a centrifugate machine, and then this centrifugate machine rotate at a very high speed. Okay, such that the colloidal solution settle down. Okay, the colloidal solution the crystalloids the colloidal solution will settle down. Okay, and in this way we can easily separate colloidal solution from crystalloids. Okay, so this is a method to coagulate actually. Okay, in this method the colloidal solution changes into coagulates. Coagulates means you can say precipitate. Okay, तो बड़े सारे एग्रीगेट्स बन जाते हैं of colloidal solution, and the crystalloids, as we all know, the particle size of crystalloids is very less, so they will not coagulate and they will remain in the solution, and we can easily separate crystalloids from colloids, okay, by centrifugation. Okay, so centrifugation क्या होता है? It is a process in which we rotate the solution in a centrifugate machine. Okay, actually in centrifugation machine we can easily fill we can easily take I think 4 or 5 test tubes, okay, and then fill the whole solution in these test tubes. ठीक है, तो कुछ इस तरह से apparatus है कि उसके अंदर हम 4 or 5 test tubes लगा सकते हैं, and each test tube contains some amount of colloidal solution, and then we rotate the centrifugate machine with the help of electricity. Okay, and then after some time the substance which have higher density can easily settle down. ठीक है, तो जिसकी density ज्यादा है, as we all know, the density of colloidal particle is more, so they will settle down and crystalloids will remain in the solution. Okay, so this is the whole mechanism of this centrifugation. Okay, so there is also a method that is known as ultrafiltration. So in this method, as we all know that our filter paper, ठीक है, the pores in our filter paper are quite large, and the colloidal solution as well as crystalloids can easily pass through this filter paper, but by dipping this filter paper in some special solutions, okay, by dipping these uh, in some special solution, okay, we can easily perform the separation. Okay, by dipping the filter paper in some special solution, the pores become small, okay, and such that crystalloid can easily pass through the filter paper, but colloidal solution will not pass through the filter paper. Okay, तो हम क्या करते हैं, filter paper जो ordinary हमारा filter paper है, firstly we pass it from gelatin or starch. ठीक है, so we have to pass the filter paper. The third method is ultrafiltration. Okay, ultra means we are making a ultra filter paper, ultrafiltration. Okay, and in this method we transform the filter paper into a ultra filter paper. Okay, we make the pores of first we have to make the pores small. Okay, and in order to do this, we take filter paper and dip it in a solution of gelatin. Okay, and then we pass this solution through formaldehyde. Okay, formaldehyde through gelatin, or there is also a solution known as colloid. Okay, I think colloid. So there is also a solution, or you can also take cellulose. Okay, so cellulose भी हम ले सकते हैं. Okay, so take gelatin plus formaldehyde, or I think collodion. Yeah, collodion is the name. Or it consists of 1% or I think 4% nitroprusside solution. Okay, so there is no need to remember all these things. You just remember this thing: filter paper plus gelatin plus formaldehyde. Or you can just remember these two methods. Okay, these two methods are the most important. The third one is not so much important. Okay, so remember these two methods. So these are the three methods in order to purify, purify the colloidal solution. Okay, so let us move on to the properties of the colloidal solution. So we have already discussed some of the properties, that they are heterogeneous in nature, and they can easily pass through filter paper, but they will not pass through animal membrane, and they can easily settle down by centrifugation only. And there are some other properties like Brownian motion. Okay, so let us discuss that property. That is very important. Okay, so next topic is some basic properties. Okay, so this is the last topic of this chapter, and this topic contains a lot of matter. Like we have charge. Okay, we have to consider the charge also. These colloidal solution have some charge. Okay, and we have to find the origin of that charge. Okay, now what is Brownian motion? So Brownian motion is the zigzag motion of the particles of dispersed phase. Okay, so it is nothing but the zigzag motion of, okay, zigzag movement of this movement of particles of dispersed phase. Okay, so it is a zigzag movement of the particles of dispersed phase. Now what is the reason why these particles starts moving in zigzag motion? Actually, the main origin is, or the main reason is that the when this dispersed phase is dissolved in dispersion medium, some particles from the dispersion medium starts colliding with the particles of the dispersed phase. Okay, so the main reason is that some particles of the dispersed medium starts colliding with the dispersed phase, the particles of the dispersed phase. So that is why this zigzag motion takes place. And okay, so what are the application of this Brownian movement, or what are the applications, okay, of this Brownian movement? So the very important application of this Brownian movement is that they will provide stability to the colloidal solution. Okay, how they provide stability to the colloidal solution? By removing the coagulation. Okay, by obstructing the coagulation, they will obstruct the coagulation, or they will not allow the colloidal solution to form aggregates. Okay, because as we all know that it is a zigzag motion. So if the particles, if the Brownian motion is large, okay, or it is high, then the particles will remain in motion. Okay, so there will be no chance of getting collected at a particular place. Then there will be no coagulation takes place. ठीक है, तो coagulation नहीं हो सकता. If coagulation takes place, then stability will lose. Okay, तो coagulation is inversely proportional to the stability. तो जैसे ही coagulation होगा, वैसी स्टेबिलिटी क्या हो जाएगी, डिक्रीज हो जाएगी. दैट इज व्हाई लेओफोबिक आर लेस स्टेबल, because in that in those colloids coagulation takes place. Okay, तो coagulation हो जाता है. So this is the main advantage of this Brownian motion. Okay, next topic is let's move on to the optical properties. So optical properties में सबसे पहला तो हमारे पास आता है Tyndall effect. So what is this Tyndall effect? Okay, so Tyndall effect is nothing but the scattering of light. It is the scattering of light. Okay, so scattering of light means, so when a beam of light is passed through colloidal solution, okay, when a beam of light is passed through colloidal solution, we can easily see the path of the light. Okay, due to the scattering of light. This is known as Tyndall effect. So क्या होता है, due to scattering of light, the path is visible. The path of light is visible only in case of colloidal solution, because it follow all the condition of scattering of light. The first condition is that the wavelength of the wavelength of light, or the diameter of the colloidal solution. Okay, diameter of the particle of, so the very first condition is diameter of the colloidal particle should not be smaller than smaller in comparison to the wavelength of the light, to the wavelength of light. Okay, wavelength of light. So the wavelength of light and the diameter of the colloidal particle must be comparable. Okay, there should not be so much difference between the two things. Okay, now this is the first condition. The second condition is that there must be a difference between the refractive index of colloidal phase as well as the dispersion phase and the dispersed medium. Okay, so there must be difference between the refractive indices or refractive index of dispersed phase and dispersion medium and dispersion medium. Okay, so these two conditions a colloidal solution can easily follow. So that is why it is showing Tyndall effect. Okay, so Tyndall effect is not shown by true solution as well as suspension. Only colloidal solution will show this effect. Okay, so next is this is another important property. Okay, so there are a lot of experiments we can easily done a lot of experiments in lab in order to check this Tyndall effect in dark room. Okay, so these experiments always takes place in dark room. Okay, so where we can easily pass a beam of light through colloidal solution as well as through true solution in order to uh, check whether Tyndall effect is shown by colloidal solution or not. Okay, next is our electrical property, and in electrical property the first is charge on the colloidal substance. Okay, now what is the origin of this charge on colloidal solution? Okay, now what is the origin of this charge? Firstly we will discuss that one. Okay, so there are a lot of theories given by scientists, but only a single theory can easily explain the actual origin, that is known as preferential adsorption theory. Preferential adsorption theory. Okay, so this can easily explain the origin of the charge, why colloidal solutions are charged in why they have charge. Okay, why they are not neutral. Okay, then we will also discuss some examples of positively charged colloidal solution as well as negatively charged. Okay, now what does this theory suggest? So actually for example, if we are preparing AGI solution. Okay, so this is a very important example given in most of the books, that we are preparing AGI, colloidal solution of AGI, silver iodide, by by doing this reaction, Ag plus NO3, Ki plus AgNO3. Okay, we are doing this double displacement reaction and then form the precipitates of AGI. Okay, now this AGI can get positive charge as well as negative charge depending upon the conditions. Okay, depending upon the conditions of the reaction. Okay, so the first is if we have AgNO3 plus Ki, in which Ki is in excess. Okay, it means we are adding, firstly we take AgNO3 and we are adding Ki solution to AgNO3. Okay, in order to form AgI. Then if Ki is present in excess, then what will happen, this AgI solution will get a negative charge due to the adsorption of this I negative. Okay, तो I negative क्या होता है, इस whole solution पे adsorb हो जाता है. Okay, and it will form a different layer. This I negative gets adsorbed on this solution and it will form a layer. ठीक है, तो ये layer form होगी and this layer is known as fixed layer. Okay, this layer is known as fixed layer. Okay, where is the crystal? Okay, here we, this layer is known as fixed layer. Similarly, and the K positive will remain outside. Okay, and this layer is known as diffuse layer because it is mobile in nature. This K positive ion can easily move. Okay, that is why it is known as mobile layer. So this is known as diffuse layer or mobile layer. Diffuse layer or mobile layer. Okay, so this is all about the origin. Now this is one case. The second case is if we take Ki solution first and we are adding AgNO3. Okay, we are adding AgNO3 solution in excess. Then this, then the AgI which is formed will get a positive charge due to the absorption of Ag positive. Because then this Ag positive will get absorbed. Okay, तो Ag positive क्या होगा, absorb हो जाएगा and it will form a fixed layer. तो ये fixed layer बन गई and the NO3 negative will remain in the diffuse layer. Okay, like this. It will remain in the mobile layer or the diffuse layer. Okay, तो ये चीज आपको याद रखनी है. This example you have to keep in your mind that if we take AgNO3 and we are adding Ki in excess, then this AgI is negatively charged. ठीक है, तो ये negative charge बनेगा. And if we take Ki first and then we are adding AgNO3 in excess, then this AgI will get a positive charge. I hope everything is clear to you. Okay, so this theory was given. Okay, these all things are given by this theory. Okay, ये चीज बताती है theory. Now one more thing, in case of FeCl3 plus FeOS thrice, we all know that FeOS thrice is positively charged because of the adsorption of Fe plus 3 ions. Okay, so this is a very good example. This is also a very good example, but you have to keep in your mind this example. Okay, तो ये example मैंने भी याद रखा हुआ है. Now one more thing. So as we all know that it is a positive charge and I negative, or this AgI will get a negative charge. So there is a potential difference generated, and this is known as zeta potential. Zeta potential, and it is noted by I think Xi. Xi is like this. Okay, this is the exact symbol. ठीक है, E के नीचे एक और बार राउंड करना है आपने, like this, Xi. Okay, so zeta potential, this is known as zeta potential, which is produced by the separation of fixed layer from the diffused or the mobile layer. ठीक है, तो fixed और diffused layer के बीच में due to potential difference जो potential generate होता है, that is known as zeta potential. Okay, so next we have okay, so next we have coagulation. Okay, what is coagulation, what is electrophoresis? Now I will discuss that one also. And one more thing, this the formation of this two layer is known as double layer formation. Okay, this is known as Helmholtz double layer. Helmholtz double layer. Okay, Gibbs Helmholtz double layer. Okay, so this is known as double layer. Okay, Helmholtz double layer. Now next is electrophoresis or okay, this is a very important topic, electrophoresis. And now we are move on to the coagulation part. How can we coagulate the okay, so firstly we will discuss some examples ना. So examples की अगर बात करें तो if we have positively charged colloidal solution, तो पॉजिटिव में हमारे पास क्या कुछ आता है, पॉजिटिव में हमारे पास आता है वाटर. ओके, FeOS thrice. So these are some of the examples of positive. Okay, similarly AgI when AgNO3 is in excess. ठीक है, अगर हम इसका excess में लेते हैं. Similarly for negative we have the best example is Ag2S3. This is negative. Similarly we have starch, gelatin, these all are negative. And some metal, inorganic metals like copper, gold, silver, these all are negative. Okay, so you have to keep in your mind these important examples. Okay, so Ag2S3 starch, metal, positive charge may have water. Okay, वाटर हो गया हमारे पास. Okay, so these are some of the most important examples. So next we have electrophoresis. Now what is this electrophoresis? We have to discuss electrophoresis. Okay, so so it is a process of movement of a positive charge ion towards their respectively electrodes. Okay, so it is the process of movement of ions towards the positively charged electrode. Okay, under the influence of electricity. तो क्या होता है? We have firstly we have to take the colloidal solution in a U tube. Okay, so this is a U tube in which we have two metal plates which are acting as a electrodes. So here we have the colloidal solution, and then the positively charged ions will move towards the positively charged ion move uh, towards the negatively charged plate, and negatively charged ions will move. We are taking a colloidal mixture. ठीक है, हमने काफी सारा मिक्सचर लिया, and we can easily separate the negatively charged from the positively charged. ठीक है, तो क्या होगा, ये नेगेटिवली चार्ज जो आयंस हैं दे विल मूव टू पॉजिटिवली चार्ज आयन, एंड देयर दे विल गेट न्यूट्रल हो जाएंगे. तो क्या होगा, if they will become neutral, then they will start coagulating. Okay, actually the main cause of stability of colloidal solution is the charge. Okay, so if they have charge, then there will be always repulsion. ठीक है, तो क्या होगा, सिमिलर चार्जेस वाले जितने भी पार्टिकल्स हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू टॉक अबाउट Ag2S3, so all the particles have negative charge, so they will repel each other, and that is why they will move all the time and no coagulation takes place. But if their charge is lost, okay, if their charge is lost, there will be no repulsion, and there is a tendency to get coagulated easily. ठीक है, so that is why they can easily coagulate. So electrophoresis is also a very good method to coagulate a colloidal solution. ठीक है, in order to coagulate a colloidal solution, we can easily use this method. Okay, so this is known as electrophoresis, and it is the phenomena of movement of colloidal particles under the influence of electricity towards their respectively a positively charged electrodes. Okay, so this is all about electrophoresis. Next we have coagulation. Okay, so coagulation, we all know that coagulation is the settle down of the charge. Okay, coagulation. So what is coagulation? So coagulation is a process in which the colloidal particles starts collecting to form aggregates. Okay, to form aggregates. So the process of colloidal solution, the process in which the particles of colloidal solution come together and form aggregates. Okay, then they will form aggregates. Okay, so this is a process in which the particles of colloidal solution come together and form aggregates. Okay, so this is all about coagulation. Now we can easily coagulate any colloidal solution by just adding some electrolytes. For example, we have water. As we all know that water is a positively charged colloidal solution. Okay, so in order to coagulate this water, we have to add negative charge species ना, because negatively charged species में क्या होगा, वो फिर न्यूट्रल हो जाएगा, नेगेटिव चार्ज के साथ न्यूट्रल हो गया तो there will be no charge and it will start coagulating. Okay, and this is known as coagulation. Okay, this is known as coagulation of any colloidal solution. Okay, so by adding a electrolyte of opposite charge, we can easily coagulate any colloidal solution. Okay, and this process is known as coagulation. Now, what is coagulation value? Okay, coagulation value or coagulation power. Now, coagulation value. So it is the amount of, it is the number of millimoles of an electrolyte. Okay, coagulation value is defined for an electrolyte. So it is the number of millimoles of an electrolyte required to coagulate 1 liter of the colloidal solution. ठीक है. So coagulation value क्या होती है? It is the number of millimoles of an electrolyte required to coagulate 1 liter of the colloidal solution. तो 1 लीटर colloidal solution को coagulate करने के लिए हमें कितना electrolyte डालना पड़ेगा? That is its coagulation value. And one factor is also the coagulation power. Okay, so coagulation power क्या होता है? It is inversely proportional to coagulation value. Okay, how it is inversely proportional? Because coagulation power जो है वो strength बताता है किसी एक electrolyte की, how easily can it coagulate any other. Okay, so if, for example, if we have two electrolytes A and B, okay, and we have to, these two are positively charged and we have a negatively charged colloidal solution, so these can easily coagulate because they are of opposite charge. Now if 10 millimoles of A is used to coagulate this negatively charged colloidal and 20 millimoles इसके use होते हैं. Now which is more effective? This 10 millimole electrolyte is more effective क्योंकि इसके सिर्फ 10 ने ही क्या कर दिया? coagulate कर दिया. But इसके 20 millimoles हमें लगे इसको coagulate करने के लिए. So it means that this coagulation value, the coagulation value for A is 10 and coagulation value for B is 20. Okay, because we have taken 1 liter solution, तो 1 liter के लिए define होती है. And as we all know that कि जिसका amount कम use होगा उसकी coagulation power ज़्यादा. It means this coagulation value is inversely proportional to the coagulation power. Okay, so these are inversely proportional. These are inversely proportional to each other. Okay, coagulating value is inversely proportional to coagulation power. So whose coagulation value is high, then its coagulation power is less. Okay, power will be less. Now, okay, so this is all about the coagulation. Now, one more thing, there is a law that is known as Hardy-Schulze law. Hardy-Schulze law for coagulation. So the first point of this law is a positively charged electrolyte can easily coagulate a colloidal solution. तो पहला law तो हम पहले ही पढ़ चुके हैं. The first point of this law is I think Hardy-Schulze law. Okay, so the first point is कि a positively charged electrolytes can easily coagulate a colloidal solution. ठीक है, तो बहुत इजीली colloidal solution क्या कर सकता है? coagulate कर सकता है. तो second is higher the charge on the electrolyte. Okay, higher the charge on the electrolyte, okay, more will be the rate of coagulation. Now what does this mean? For example, we have a negatively charged colloidal solution, okay, and we have to do the colloidal solution हमारे पास negative charge है, and we have to do coagulation of this negatively charged colloidal. So we have to use a electrolyte having positive charge. So if we are using Na positive containing electrolyte and Mg2 positive and Al3 positive, so which one will coagulate it more, okay, more easily? So this three positive will coagulate it more easily, okay. The rate of coagulation of this electrolyte is more when we are using of this colloidal solution is more when we are using an electrolyte containing Al3 positive, because its positive charge is high. Okay, so this is the second point. Okay, so this is all about the coagulation. Okay, so next we have a term uh, that is known as gold number. Okay, so gold number क्या होता है? It is a actually it is a protective layer. Okay, so gold number क्या होता है? It is the minimum amount of leophilic soul. Okay, so this is a very important topic. Okay, so gold number. Now, what is this gold number? So, as we all know that leophobic can easily coagulate. Okay, but if we add some leophilic soul into leophobic soul, we can easily stop their coagulation. Okay, as we all know that leophilic are highly hydrated and no coagulation takes place. I will also explain you the reason why the leophilic are cannot easily coagulate. Okay, there is some reason. Now, if we add some amount of leophilic soul to the leophobic soul, we can easily stop their coagulation. Okay, so if we have a gold soul, okay, as we all know, a gold soul can easily get coagulated. But if we want to stop its coagulation, we have to add some leophilic soul. So gold number is that value. Okay, so it is the minimum amount in milligrams uh, it is the minimum amount in milligrams of leophilic soul which is added to 10 ml of gold soul to stop its coagulation. Okay, to stop its coagulation. तो ये चीज आपको याद रखनी है that gold number is the amount in milligrams, okay, of leophilic soul which is added to 10 ml of gold soul to stop its coagulation when 10 ml of 1 ml of 10% NaCl is added. ओके, तो जब हम 10% NaCl का एक ml डालेंगे गोल्ड सोल में, एज वी ऑल नो दैट दिस NaCl कैन इजीली कोगुलेट, ओके, कोगुलेट द गोल्ड सोल. But if we add 1 ml of this 10% NaCl solution and this gold soul can easily coagulate, but then we have to add some milligrams of leophilic to stop the coagulation. Okay, तो हम जब हम 1 ml NaCl का डाल दें तो फॉर एग्जांपल इफ वी हैव दिस गोल्ड सोल, ठीक है, ये गोल्ड सोल है हमारे पास, and we are adding some, for example we add a gram of leophilic, okay, and then we add 1 ml of 10% NaCl, then we add 1 ml of 10% NaCl and there will be no coagulation takes place. ठीक है, तो कोई coagulation, but then we add 1.1 ml, then coagulation takes place. So it is just the amount in milligram of leophilic soul which is added to 10 ml of, Okay, this is 10 ml. 10 ml of gold salt to stop its coagulation when 1 ml of 10% NaCl is added to the gold salt. Okay, to the gold salt. Okay, so higher the gold number value, जितना ज्यादा हमें लेओफिलिक सोल डालना पड़ेगा उतना ज्यादा उसकी कैपेसिटी कम होएगी, ठीक है ना. A good leophilic sol can easily can have a lower value of gold number, na. For example, if we talk about if we have two if we have two different leophilic sol, for example A and B, so if the gold number value of A is 10 and if the gold number value of B is 20, then which is more effective? This 10 one is more effective. Okay, so this is all about the gold number. Okay, now what is the main cause of stability of leophilic? Okay, actually the main cause of stability of leophilic is the solvation. Okay, the main cause of stability is the solvation of ions as compared to leophobic. We know that they are highly hydrated, so solvation जो है वो सबसे main reason है leophilic की stability का. Okay, now what are the methods which we have discussed in order to coagulate? The very first method is centrifugation. Okay, we can easily do centrifugation, and the next method is just by adding any electrolyte. ठीक है, किसी भी electrolyte को अगर हम add करें, we can easily do the coagulation. Okay, there is also a method that is known as prolonged dialysis. Okay, now what is this prolonged dialysis? Prolonged dialysis. Okay, and one more thing. So some of the topics, or as we all know that this is a complete theoretical chapter, so maybe some part or maybe a little bit of topic will left. Okay, or it might be some methods of preparation. We will discuss them all in the questions. Okay, I will also provide a video lecture of the questions in which we will cover all the topics. Okay, for example मान लो जैसे ये method है, ठीक है. For example, we have the methods of coagulation. So I'm explaining 3 or 4 methods, but there are maybe 5 or 6 methods, or there is a question on some other method also. So we will cover that topic in the questions also. Okay. Now what is this prolonged dialysis? So prolonged means for a long time. Okay, we are doing dialysis. Okay. As we all know that some of the main cause of the stability of leophilic or leophobic is their charge. Okay, if they have some charge due to the presence of some electrolyte. But if we do dialysis for a longer time, then we can easily separate this electrolyte. तो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट को हम इजीली सेपरेट कर लेते हैं, एंड बाय जैसे इलेक्ट्रोलाइट जो है वो लेओफिलिक में से निकल गया, द कोगुलेशन विल स्टार्ट टेकिंग प्लेस. ओके, सो दिस इज आल्सो अ मेथड. ओके, सो चार्ज तो देखो लेओफिलिक और लेओफोबिक पे दोनों पे होता है, बट व्हाई दिस लेओफिलिक इज मोर stable or it will not coagulate easily is solvation. Okay, solvation is the main reason. Okay, so this is all about coagulation and the main properties of colloidal solution. Okay, we have already discussed the purification also. Okay, so I hope you found this lecture very helpful, and do revise all the topics again and again, because this chapter is very very important, and all the topics are just theoretical. Okay, there is no numerical portion, so you have to practice NCERT as well as conceptual questions. Okay, so thank you so much for watching the lecture.